What's happening, everybody? I appreciate you checking in. All right, so just a few days ago, we got some news regarding training camp, some important dates. I want to share them with you. But in addition to that, on my previous video, one of my viewers, you dropped a comment in the comment section about training camp, and I want to share it with you guys. Get your guys' feedback. I'm going to give you my feedback on that, but I think it was really important because of the history with the Raiders and where they've held training camp. I'm excited for this location. I really am. And I hope that the comment isn't true, but I'm going to share it with you guys, get you guys' feedback. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm hoping that it isn't true, but I definitely want to get you guys' feedback on it. And we are a week into kind of the month-long off season for the Raiders. A lot of the players have gone home. They're decompressing. They're kind of giving that breather until the grind really starts at the start of training camp. And so it's kind of been dead the last week or so, and it's going to be dead for the next couple weeks. But I'm going to let you guys know what to look forward to out of my channel and what I'm going to kind of drop, what kind of info I'm going to share with you guys and kind of bring you guys as we kind of wait for this training camp to start. But before we get into it, let's have a little fun, man. Let me know, who are your favorite Raiders defensive linemen of all time? Who are your top three favorite Raider defensive linemen of all time? This includes edge rushers, because as time has gone on over the recent years, edge rushers have become kind of that their own position over the recent years. So let me know, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below who are your top three favorite defensive linemen or edge rushers of all time. So my three favorite, without question, you got Greg Townsend. Townsend, he became a Raider when I was born, and when I became a true Raider, a Raider fan. That was kind of towards his last few years, so I got to see him and really understand his game and follow him. And then you got Howie Long, and I think Max Crosby. Without a doubt, for me, Max Crosby is going to be one of my all-time favorites, without question. I think he's going to go down as one of, if not the, best DN to ever play as a Raider. And so obviously he's got more years under his belt and more things to accomplish, but I think he's well on his way to be one of the best Raiders, one of the greatest Raiders to ever put on the silver and black. But right behind that, I'll give you kind of my honorable mention. I got Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was one of my, I wanted him so bad coming out of Buffalo. I wanted him to be our draft pick, and he was. I hated the fact that Gruden let him go, but he's definitely on my list. I loved watching Lamar Houston play. When Lamar Houston was on the Raiders, I loved watching him play. I hated seeing him go. And Tommy Kelly. Tommy Kelly was one of my favorite true interior defensive linemen. I know he kind of moved around a little bit because of his versatility, but man, just a big body. I loved what Tommy Kelly brought to the D linemen. So those are my guys. Let me know in the comment section, guys, down below who your top three favorite D linemen or edge rushers of all time. And so, all right, let's get back into it. Again, if you can, though, please like this video. Hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications. My next giveaway is at 4,000 subscribers. That is my promised giveaways at 4,000 subscribers. But what I did say is I might throw one in there before I hit 4,000. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified when I drop new videos, so you do know when that surprise giveaway kind of hits you. So let's talk about the important dates. So I'll pick it up on the screen. So the Raiders did get notified just a few days ago that training camp does start July 21st. July 21st is when the rookies will report to training camp, and then July 23rd is when the veterans report to training camp. So I'm dropping this video on June 22nd, so we still got about a month away until training camp. And so we got a long ways away. The Raiders are, the players, the coaching staff, they're all going home. They're decompressing. Obviously, they're still kind of in training mode. One of the best things that Antonio Pierce left them with was, it's the off season, but the great ones don't stop working. And that's one of the messages that he kind of conveyed to the players during this 4-week stretch of off season is, yes, decompress, get your family time in, get your friend time in, get that time in, but the great ones never stop improving. And I think that's a great message to send to these guys as they go into their true off season. But if you guys didn't know, training camp has moved to Costa Mesa. It was in Henderson the last few years. And obviously when they were in Northern California, they stayed close to home. They really didn't move around too much. Back in 2014, when they went down to Oxnard, California, and did a joint practice with the Dallas Cowboys, which I attended, which I loved. And this is kind of gonna what kind of moves me into talking about Costa Mesa. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the main screen, and in my previous video, again, one of my viewers, and I've had some messages kind of early in my channel back and forth with him. And so I know he's kind of around the Southern California area, but he dropped a comment on my previous video, and it's Mario, man. I appreciate you. You're always commenting on my videos. I appreciate you, man. But he said that they don't want fans there. City doesn't want the traffic. So you're basically saying that Costa Mesa doesn't want fans there because of the traffic. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I feel you. You know, I'm originally from Southern California, and the traffic there is crazy. But let me know in the comments down below, guys. Any of you guys that are from the Costa Mesa area or from Southern California, let me know if you're hearing the same thing, because I want to know if it's true. Because if it is true, that's going to be extremely disappointing. I'm going to be very disappointed if Mark Davis pulled the trigger on a location that isn't going to welcome or isn't going to be excited to see the Raider fan base come to training camp. Now, I know they're going to open up training camp. I don't know what the complete details are about fans being there and attending. I don't know what the details are yet. I'm sure they're going to come out very soon. I've signed up for the details because, again, I'm in the Vegas area, so I'm kind of close by. You know, I can drive in. I'm hoping to possibly go for at least one day. But let me know in the comment section down below, guys, if you're from the area, what your take is on it, what your feeling is of training camp, and do you think that the city of Costa Mesa is a little bit hesitant of having fans coming in? Let me know in the comment section down below. But if that is true, I will be very disappointed because, again, the Raiders have always kind of stuck to home. When they're in Northern California, they kind of stayed there. Back in 2014 when they had a joint practice with the Cowboys. And I'll tell you right now, when that joint practice happened in Oxnard, California with the Cowboys, the Raider fans showed out. And that's what the Raider fan base needs again. That's what these Raider players need. Because here in Henderson, if you guys don't know, only season ticket holders and special guests, but really only season ticket holders have access to practice. And even when they have access to practice, a lot of the season ticket holders aren't actually here in Henderson. A lot of season ticket holders bought tickets for investment purposes. So they're from other locations. So you really don't get the true diehard Raider fans coming to the practices. Now, you get alumni that are coming in. But again, you get some people that will try to buy those tickets off of the season ticket holders so they can attend practice. And even if you can attend practice, it's all outside. It's outside and it's 105, 110 degrees out. So a lot of people don't even want to attend the practice here in Henderson. And so that's why I had that issue. If you chose a place in Southern California where it's going to be beautiful weather, I hope you chose a place that is going to welcome the Raider fan base. That's going to welcome all the Raider fans there. So not only can the Raider fans show their support and see the players, but the players, not only the veterans, but the players that are new to this team, they got to really feel what the Raider fan base is like. They got to feel what the true fan base, the energy that this fan base brings to the Raider Nation. That's why players want to stay. Players want to play for the Raiders. Players want to remain in the silver and black because they understand the passion that this fan base has. You know, Max Crosby spoke on it a couple weeks ago that I believe it was either on his podcast or he was on someone else's podcast, but there's nothing like what he experienced playing games in Oakland. You know, him understanding what that Oakland fan base was like, what those home games were like in Oakland, is why he wants to stay a Raider, because he understands that fan base. You're not going to, none of the current Raiders that have been on this roster since moving to Vegas truly understand that. And so these players need to know what it's like to see that fan base, see that the diehard Raider fans that come out to support their team and have supported this team for years, for decades. We need to show them that. And so I do hope, and I apologize for ranting, but I feel passionate about this if you can't hear it in my voice. I do hope that Costa Mesa opens up their arms and welcomes all the Raider fan base. I hope they open up the silver and black and say, come watch your team. come engage with these players because these players need to feel that. In addition to that, guys, and that's my rant, but in addition to that, I love the fact that they are moving, to a place that fans can enjoy the weather and be there and come by the thousands, hopefully, because when you move players, and this is one thing that Tom Telesco, our general manager, said, when you move players to an offsite, kind of away from friends, family, away from all the distractions, this is where players can start to build chemistry, can start to build rapport amongst each other. It's one thing just to practice, during the day, or be in that facility during the day, be in that weight room, being in those rooms where your position groups are together. That's one part of being able to create an environment, create a camaraderie. But it's another when you have to be together 24/7. And I think this is going to be huge for this Raider team because it's been a long time since this Raider team has done something like this, to where they now are forced to spend 24 hours together and build that chemistry, have those experiences that naturally come about when you're around your teammates, kind of outside of the practice field, outside of the training room, outside of those position rooms. Now you get to have those natural moments that build that chemistry, build that trust. Football is one of those sports that you have to have trust within your teammates. You have to have that trust of those guys that are playing right beside you, that they're going to do their job. If you do yours, they're going to do their job and you can work as a unit. That's one of the things that you build is trust amongst teammates. And you really can't do that just on the practice field alone. Then you go home and you do your thing. Right? You go eat dinner with your family, you go eat dinner by yourself or whatever it may be. You kind of go off and do your own thing. Offsite training camp, now you got to do it with your teammates, and it gives you that opportunity to build that trust and that camaraderie amongst each other that can lead to trusting one another on the field and come to battle as a unit to be able to go and face that opponent and smash them and punch them in the mouth. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this can bring and what this can build amongst this unit, because I think we're building something special, and AP is obviously the captain of it. He's the leader of the ship, and he's building something very special. And I think this can really aid and help in that movement that he's trying to build. And so I love it, guys. I love it. Let me know what your opinion is. What's your opinion on this move to Costa Mesa and having an offsite training camp? Let me know in the comment section down below. So, guys, in addition to all that, there's about a month left. There's going to be a bunch of rumors that are going to be floating around. If there are some rumors that I think are worthy enough to come on here and talk about, I will come and talk to you guys on it. In addition to that, I am going to be dropping a video prior to the training camp on players on both the offense and defense that I think need to make an impact in order for us to kind of make that playoff run. That's the ultimate goal to start, is to make the playoffs, and then it's the Super Bowl. But you got to make the playoffs, and so I think I'm going to drop some videos on some key players on both offense and defense that I think do need to make an impact this year in order for us to find some success. But also, if we either release a player, if we sign a player, any roster moves, I'll come on and talk to you guys about it as well. But also, I do think that there is a position unit on this team that has the potential to be the greatest unit we have seen in all of Raider history. And I'm going to break that down because I'll tell you right now, this is going to be a scary unit. And from what we're seeing out of the OTAs and kind of off season, I think it has the potential to be a very, very scary unit. And I'll break that down. But this is what I'll hit you guys with. For the next month or so. So stick with me. Again, please like this video, subscribe, turn on those notifications so you know when I drop my next video. Again, that next video might be that giveaway, but guaranteed that next giveaway will be at 4,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button if you want to be included. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out.